traditional medicine, I understand if you put the medicine directly, like the bottle, you put it on your lips directly, you have spoiled the power of the medicine. Some of the medicine, if it touches a cup or a glass, you've spoiled the power. It has to be in a certain calabash or under certain conditions before it can be used. Some of those superstitions, some people cannot simply not follow them.
It is difficult sometimes for you to argue against those things, but it depends on the reasons behind it. Today, when the child is young and they are sleeping, they all sleep on the floor with the child. But sometimes when they give the child to you and you are to put the child on the floor, they will tell you that it is in the night, so you can't put the child on the ground. Why? In the night when we are all sleeping on the floor. But when you are holding the child and you want to put the child on the floor in the night, they will tell you, oh, it is in the night, don't let the child sit on the floor. Why? I think in the night when you have to sit the child in the floor, maybe there may be some nocturnal ants which might bite the child.
It makes sense.
So they might have told, they know that if you were sleeping and you were sleeping with the child, at least it may be mostly at it will bite you before it will bite the child.
So with respect to medication?
With respect to medication, that is some of the things which pertains. But some plants to have some miraculous effects. We have a certain plant in the bush. When you cut it and you put a bucket down, the water will drip into the bucket to a certain time. When it gets full, then it will not drip again. This is what we today, if we don't agree, that we agree or we disagree.
When it drips into the bucket
and the bucket is full, not a single water will pour on the floor. And that the dripping of that water into that bucket will cease. How come it happens that is so miraculous? And I think science has a tendency to prove that. Because things, let's say the prophets among other people have said, that they said where they will come, you will see a bird flying, or a human being flying. Today we see aeroplanes among other things. So these are things science must prove. If there is a prophecy which has not come to be, a time will come you see that, this prophecy, this is what it is talking about. Mountains will move. Mountains are moving today because of caterpillars, among other things. So the point is that if things are changing, science, that's why we have science. And science has to prove the word of God, or science has to prove God. That is why God says that we should move on to the world, we should produce, and we'll continue producing. We will see the power of God. And today, things that God has done, we are seeing the power of God, because science is proving what God has said, or what our forefathers have said. So these are some of the examples. And sometimes we should not ridicule them. It's our duty to see if you can use science to prove what the person... Why do you boil and you add oil to the food? Our forefathers, when you ask them, do you know you know yam kontum bro, you want the oil in the goose? No, I didn't know the oil in the goose. The goose say nyefe. But that is not the reason. Science has proved why you grind something, you add oil to it. Today is proving. So it's not everything somebody is doing. Today. There are certain medicine when we want to apply, you may have to use the ancient method, because the modern method has not been able to decipher the reason behind it. And that it is by time we'll be able to know that, okay, this is the reason why, so that we find a method by which we can still keep it and keep it well.
Everything has a purpose. Now we'll be going for a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll be asking Dr. Wahab transition, or better still, development associated with traditional medicine. Stay tuned. If you are a man and you have too much sex, everyday sex, you are going to get stroke. How true is that?
No. Then our parents, our forefathers, all of them would have gotten stroke, because you see, at that time, their source of entertainment was sex.
26 years dying within 24 hours.
By anatomy, it's located between the penis and the urinary bladder.
So far as a hospital we are concerned, and as a country, all the suspected Ebola cases were proven to be negative. So why would people link cholera to Ebola?
We talk to them to be pulling the nipple, so that by the time of delivery, the baby will be able to suck and then get the breast milk.
Ubufu pe
na wa yete so bodam ni yare enye se papa wo ho ayi wo ho nko an ekire se wa bodam
bebi na to chima baby and a ma by 25 years no fibroid.
Out of the 171, we have 5 deaths.
Yes, men too stand a risk of having breast cancer.
When you have orgasm, what you see with your naked eye is produced by the prostate.
If I'm sick, I cannot be here asking you questions regarding cancer.